he's going to leave the White House, either voluntarily or with a little bit of help.
There's a question about whether or not Trump will concede. So what happens in that case?
Well, there's no legal requirement for Donald Trump to concede. I've been in, probably more than one election in my life where my opponent was just so upset and sort of so full of sour grapes that they refused to concede. And so I kind of like Nancy Pelosi's, view on this. Speaker Pelosi said today, the presidential thing to do if you lose is to concede. But Donald Trump hasn't done a single thing that's been presidential in the last 4 years. So I don't expect him to concede, and I don't need him to concede. If he loses this election, he's going to leave the White House, either voluntarily or with a little bit of help.
That is an important point to make for people, is that whether or not he concedes, it doesn't actually matter depending on the legitimate win that comes out of it.
Yeah, I mean, there is a fairly well-defined process that takes a while, right? Because you got to count the votes, you got to appoint the electors have to show up in Washington. But if there's no question about who's won these states, and there's no question about who is appointed electors, then no matter whether Trump concedes tomorrow night or not, he won't be the president of the United States come mid-January of next year. We just have to play that process out. And listen, we have had a lot of conversations in the Senate with our Republican colleagues about what happens if the result is clear and Trump refuses to acknowledge it. Now, my Republican colleagues have disappointed me time and time again over the last 4 years, but my hope is that in this case, they put country before party. And I think maybe not all of them, but many of them will.
So that's a conversation you've had, so they acknowledge that that's actually a reality for the leader of their party.
Well, whether or not they acknowledge that it's a reality, they have made commitments in public and private to make sure that we engage in a peaceful transition of power.